For many Christians, saying grace before meals has become second nature, a quick, habitual moment of thanksgiving to God. Yet sometimes, this act becomes so routine that we either rush through it or forget altogether. But pausing to pray before eating is more than a spiritual habit. It's an opportunity to nourish your soul and grow in gratitude. Here's why this practice matters and how it can transform your perspective. The Bible reminds us that every good and perfect gift is from above. James 1:17. This truth underscores the doctrine of God's providence. All things, including our daily bread, come from His hand. Take a moment to reflect on the journey of your meal, from the soil of the farm or the depths of the sea to the plate in front of you. Imagine God orchestrating every step, from the harvest to the hands that prepared it. Isn't it awe-inspiring to think of God's intricate work in providing even the smallest blessings? Through prayer, we acknowledge that behind every savory dish or delightful aroma is a loving Creator who supplies all we need. Saying thank you requires humility, a virtue often hard to come by. Yet, as Christians, we are called to imitate Christ, who exemplified perfect humility. Pausing to pray is a way of bowing our hearts and admitting that we are not self-sufficient. In a world that celebrates independence, prayer reminds us that our sustenance ultimately comes from God, not our own efforts. It's a simple yet profound act of surrender. In the Old Testament, God's people offered grain offerings as a sign of gratitude. Leviticus 2. This practice reflected their acknowledgement of God's provision and their dependence on Him. Similarly, when we pray before meals, we express our thankfulness not only for the food on our plates, but also for the spiritual nourishment we receive through Christ. While prayer is deeply personal, it also has a public dimension. Praying before a meal, whether at home or in a restaurant, is a testimony to those around you. In regions like New England, where less than 2% of the population identifies as evangelical, a simple prayer can spark curiosity and inspire reflection. Even within your family or among friends, a heartfelt prayer before eating can encourage and uplift others. Failing to give thanks can lead to a hardened heart. The Bible warns that ingratitude is a hallmark of unbelief. Over the years, I've observed a correlation. Those who neglect gratitude, even in small acts like meal prayers, often struggle to remain steadfast in their faith. On the other hand, a sincere prayer before meals reflects a heart that is being sanctified, a heart that recognizes and rejoices in God's goodness. Do you take the time to pause and thank God before you eat? This isn't about legalism or following a rigid rule. It's about cultivating a habit that trains your heart and lips to praise the one who provides all things, Matthew 6:11. When you pray, you're reminded of the same God who meets your physical needs also satisfies your soul through Christ, Romans 8:32. As we've seen, praying before meals is more than a routine. It's a profound act of worship, humility, and witness. So, the next time you sit down to eat, let your prayer flow from a heart overflowing with gratitude. What about you? Have you experienced a deeper sense of connection with God through a simple meal prayer? Or perhaps you've witnessed its impact on those around you? Share your thoughts and let us explore this spiritual practice together in the next video. Stay tuned as we dive into more ways to bring God into the ordinary moments of our lives. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Catholic Light, where we shine His truth into every corner of daily living.